Hey y'all, welcome back to Andy's Little Homestead. Today's video I'd like to talk about something that's kind of big that's happened in our lives. My son Luke, he's 9. We recently had to pull him out of school. He's autistic. And I hadn't really touched on that. I really don't bring up my kids a whole lot because it's the internet. But as a parent, specifically as a dad, I feel like this is something that's worth talking about. Because there seems to be a whole bunch of different things out there for moms. They tend to be the primary people who are doing the research and working on the programs and the IEPs and things like that. And as a dad, there's not much that gets said about it. So I might as well start at the start. My wife knew that he had a touch of the autism before. I should say, nothing I'm about to say is politically correct, so this ain't the place and I don't care. But anyway, my wife knew pretty early on. He wasn't nonverbal, but he was a little late to talking, and he didn't get all the social stuff. Never like big tantrums or anything, but occasionally my knee just hit the lock. Occasionally he would obsess about different things, and you know, we kind of saw it, and we've watched it get a little bit more difficult for him. Luke loves school. Kid is smart as a whip, and I mean, he's already 1 to 2 grades ahead depending on the subject, and he's smarter than I ever was. But he gets overwhelmed by things, noise in class, you know, other students. He really kind of, he doesn't do well with it. And we had headphones on him and stuff like that to help mitigate some of it, but it just keeps getting worse. A couple of weeks ago, just based on overstimulation, he had like a full-blown meltdown there in class. I'm sure the psychiatrists aren't telling me I'm not supposed to call it that, but that's what it was. And it took him a good 2 hours to recover. You know, it's one thing when he was little, you know, 6, 7. You kind of expect the kid to cry in class over something, and you don't think much of it. But getting around 9, 10 years old, it's a problem, and kids are mean. School that he had been going to is a small charter school, and they're great. They've done a great job with all sorts of accommodations and things like that. But we were just watching this get worse, and this kid, this little human that I love and want to encourage, I'm watching him not want to go to school. That's a problem, because he loves learning. He absolutely cannot get enough of it. I mean, obsessive. And to me, the saddest thing in the world would be if somebody started bullying him and he lost that love. Now, there are circumstances, and I struggled with this, you know, there are circumstances where, well, the world doesn't care. Suck it up. Which is funny, because usually the people who say suck it up are like, you know, mostly emotionally fragile boomers. Seems to be the common ones to say that. But I understand there is a time when suck it up is the right answer, but not when it's wiring. Not when it's not a behavior. It's who he is. So we made the decision to pull him out of school and start homeschooling. In 4 days, 3 or 4 days, he did 81 science lessons. 81. That's not an exaggeration. That's exactly what he did. He wanted to learn. He wanted to take in that information. And y'all, if I'm being honest, it's difficult. This kind of throws a monkey wrench in. You know, a lot of parents homeschool their kids, and that's good, but we've got a lot going on, and toting him around with it is kind of difficult. But the thing is that I think it's worth it because he still loves learning. We make a point of finding times and opportunities for him to hang out with his friends. But I've also had the time to involve him in things like my little log splitter project last weekend. As a dad, you have certain, I don't want to call them expectations, but that might be the word. Especially of boys. You know, you want to raise this kid to be a man. Well, when that kid reacts in the whiniest way possible at the slightest amount of pain, that'll frustrate you. But I understand that that's not a behavior. That's wiring. And it's okay. It'll pass. We've still got struggles that we're going to have to figure out. And you know what? As soon as we think we're going to figure it out, he'll change the rules. I think all kids do that. But as a dad, you know, you'd like to see your boys turn out a certain way or go a certain direction. You have very little control over that. Autism or not. I mean, I'm the 4th out of 5. And if you met my brothers and sisters, you would not believe that we were related. Every one of us turned out different. My parents more or less raised us the same. So, if you're in that position as a dad, and you've got a boy with autism, or whose brain just functions a little different, there's no need to discourage it. There's no need to worry about him. He'll be all right. Just treat him with love. You can still have standards. You can still have expectations and try and point them in the right direction. Just understand that their brain's working a little bit different. And that's okay. Luke's going to do great things one day. And I look forward to seeing it. So I know this one's a little bit different, but I wanted to share that with y'all because it's something that's been going on in our life. In other news, I broke the sawmill. I acquired a transmission for my plow truck. I got the go-kart running. Y'all done heard it run back and forth all this time. Well, running again. And we finally got merch for everybody who's asking. My wife went through and got everything put together. So for the people who have been asking for the last, like, I don't know, year and a half that I haven't gotten off my to take care of it, my wife took care of it. She made some real cool designs. I hope y'all check it out. I'll put it down below. As always, I hope y'all enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I love you. God bless. Oh yeah, these kids, they got all kinds of tisms. You got Star Wars tism, you got World War II tism, you got train tism. I'm real happy because Luke got the World War II tism. That kid will ask me World War II questions for 45 minutes straight, just one after another. And you know what? I love it because I might have a little bit of that too, man. It's great. Thank God it wasn't Star Wars tism because I don't know nothing about that.